Yo, we are here in Boston. Very quick video to just quickly go through the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix. Quick reaction, check out the interviews on City Smack YouTube channel. But listen, just finish off with that 300. Noah Lyles versus Jereem versus Vernon Norwood versus Trayvon Bromell. Shout out to Trayvon. That was his first 300, I think. And he unfortunately, he was tired, but he's dipping into the 60s for the rest of the year. Now, Noah Lyles, though, coming off that 32.60 he ran last weekend, he was looking for something big. And we'll talk about Noah in a second because he was hyped. He was hyped. But he went out strong, but Jereem Richards right on the outside, he wasn't having it. Jereem Richards went out and he essentially gapped Noah a little bit. He literally put a decent gap between them. Now, coming on to the final curve, or so, right? The final two curves, Noah then started to close the gap and surpassed Jereem Richards. But in the final home straight, Noah is ahead of Jereem and Vernon on the inside. Shout out to you, Vernon, right? He was working. He was like in it. But Jereem Richards came out of lane 6, Noah in lane 5. Jereem literally nips Noah on the line. 32.12 seconds by Jereem Richards and 32.14 by Noah Lyles. Someone cross-check me if I'm getting the times wrong, but that was an amazing race. Again, Vernon Norwood was also in the race at a point. We're talking like, 150, 200 meters in, and that was competitive. So it's a very good race. Now, think about it. I felt that I wasn't sure. I said that, okay, Jereem, Noah, they could, either or could probably take the win because Jereem, his personal best is 32.10 from back in 2018, right? He was coming off the 400 meter silver medal and a personal best at World Champs last year, right? So he has very good chops. And I feel like the fact that he went out very fast and was able to maintain and run down Noah kind of proves, okay, stepping down to the 300, this is a little bit more of my domain than, what you got Noah. But what's dope is that both of them, they train together. It's super competitive, and it's exciting. So I'm excited to see. I was speaking, check out the video on City Smack YouTube channel. Me and Jereem was kind of breaking down how he's almost having like another resurgence in his career. He's looking to maybe he wants to get 19.7 in the 200, right? Because that would get the national record from Otto Bolden for Trinidad and Tobago. I also asked if he wants to get sub 10 in the 100, because listen, he would be another athlete to add sub 10, sub 20, and sub 44 onto their resume if he does it. Jereem is in good form. Now, Noah, he said that he is going into USA's this year, and he's going to run the 60 meters. He's going to run the 60 meters at USA Indoor Championships. And when I tell you Noah is hyped this year, I don't know, the energy is crazy. Again, check out that interview, that we did on City Smack YouTube channel. Like, his energy is on point right now. So I like where Noah is at. I'm excited to see. He said he can't do World Indoors because it's too close to his wedding. So that's going to be something. And again, shout out to Vernon Norwood. Shout out to Trayvon Bromell. Like, they put in some work. Trayvon is going to be running the 60 at USA's. I think Vernon is done for the year, indoors at least, and then he'll jump back outdoors. But that was a 300. Let's move over. On my live, next week, I'm going to probably talk a little more in depth about all this stuff. But we got to talk about the women's. What do they have? Men's 400. You had Caleb McRae coming off a very strong 2025 outdoor season where he ran sub 44 seconds. He gets the win in the 400 here, running 45.3, I think it was, or 45.2. Someone cross-check me there. But he beats Quincy Wilson, who obviously was like hometown hero in a sense of like New Balance Indoor Grand Prix, New Balance track, all that. He beats him out. At the break, Caleb McRae, he ran aggressive. Like, he wanted to make sure that he got the break. And Quincy was on the outside, and he had to like kind of fight for the break. He tried to get it, but Caleb held that position. Quincy was, working. He doesn't have like that, his form is definitely maybe needs some work, but that was a good race. That was actually a better race than I expected. But again, listen, I'm gonna be honest. My bad. I'm gonna keep like saying it because I did doubt Caleb McRae. But shout out to him. He showed up here, and I'm excited to see how Quincy does continue with his senior year at Bullis. Now, women's 60 meters. Dina Asher-Smith. She managed to run 7.08 seconds ahead of Brianna Liston in her pro debut, who ran 7.11. Now, Dina Asher-Smith, she hasn't run an indoor season since 2023, if I'm correct. And, speaking to her, she was just like, she's feeling excited. She's just feeling a new kind of surge of energy and fun, and seems to be the theme with a lot of athletes right now. So shout out to Dina Asher-Smith getting the win there. She also spoke about the transition over to Michael Ford in, at Baylor. She loves her training group. She said she had known Michael Ford for some years. So, I've spoken about Dina and her coaching changes over the past, few months and years. So that was really good to see. Brianna Liston, again, check out all these interviews on the YouTube channel. Like, she just ran her pro debut. 7.11 is the fastest opener that she's ever had. I spoke to Lance Brahman, her coach, afterwards as well, and he was saying like, yo, she's in a very good place. And I'm excited to see what Brianna Liston is able to do. She's dealt with injuries over the past few years. Between 2024, remember, she didn't go to Olympic trials. 2025, even though she went pro, she left LSU, but she also didn't go to Jamaican trials that year, right? Because she's been dealing with some injuries. Now she's healthy and her focus is just getting back to it and having fun. Again, Tina Clayton, those are the three who were kind of like the next prodigies. Yeah, I remember back in, I forget, years ago when they all ran that race in Jamaica, like they are like the three prodigies. I kind of tried to ask her a little bit about like, oh, next year. She's like, nah, I don't even look at whatever's online. So shout out to Brianna Liston in that 60. Men's 60, Akeem Blake, fresh, new, on kit. He is newly signed with On. Like, yo, Akeem is feeling good, man. 6.53 seconds, nothing crazy in terms of time. He's running a full indoor season. His goal is to run fast and to get onto the get on the podium and obviously win gold, at the World Indoor Champs. He'll be at Milrose, I think, next week. So shout out to Akeem Blake. Jordan Anthony was in that race in his pro debut. He's feeling good. He was, I think, talking about like the transition. I didn't speak to him long, but speaking about the transition a little bit from in football and track and all that. So shout out to Jordan Anthony. Akeem Blake, man, listen, I know that Jamaica y'all have Oblique Seville, Kashane Thompson, Brian Lavelle. I feel like Akeem Blake is like, I don't know. I feel like I want to root for him though, because he's like always on the outside looking in, hasn't made a 100-meter final. I don't know. It is what it is. But shout out to Akeem Blake and Jordan Anthony in the field there, and everyone else who competed. You also had Anna Hall in the 400 and the long jump. Anna Hall got ran down by Nicole Jurgen in that 400. So, good race overall, but it was not too bad. Hey, I'm trying to decide. I don't know if there's, the hurdles we did see in the women's 60-meter hurdles. Danielle Williams was able to get the win there, 7.87 seconds. I think that's her fastest season's opener ever. So she was able to beat out the field of Devin Charlton and Megan Simmons. So strong race over there. Men's 60-meter hurdles, Trey Cunningham, he was able to get the win over, Cordell Tinch, Daniel Roberts. Shout out to Daniel Roberts, newly signed with Nike. Shout out to my man Daniel Roberts. He got things situated, so he's back with Nike. I appreciate, because it's like, he won an Olympic medal, and then they listen. He back though, and he's coming back from injury. Shout out to Cordell Tinch. He he's going to be doing some stuff. He wants to like do some different events. I was asking him about the long jump because he didn't do it last year. We know his chops from when he was in D2 and he did it at USA. He did it in 2024 a little bit, so he might dip into some different events. But overall, I'm obviously going to be forgetting some things. But listen, just quick recap: New Balance Indoor Grand Prix, amazing meet. I like this meet. Milrose is next week, but this one is good. So let me know what you think. Again, maybe next week on live I'll go a little more in depth about some of the meet overall. But good meet overall.